to my presentation. This is for LU5. It's an article review using IVREX PowerPoint video presentation for Jacksonville State University, IL504. The article today was written by L. Heaton, and my name is Chad Mcewan. I'm doing the review. The article that I did my research on was called Project-Based Learning Helps At-Risk Students, Curriculum Engaging Those Who Struggle in Regular School Settings. The school that I did the research on was Al Kennedy Alternative Public School. It's located just outside of Portland. And the school, the community itself, it's a low socioeconomic community. There's a lot of poverty, and there's not a lot of jobs in the community. The area of Portland the area that it sits in is just outside Portland. There's a lot of agriculture and a lot of farming in the surrounding areas. Currently, there is 100 students that are enrolled in the school, and there is a waiting list right now with 180 students. So it's a successful program that's being built and continuing to grow. And as you can see, the waiting list of students trying to get in this program, enroll in this program, is increasing. And the principal responsible for Al Kennedy is Principal Tom Horn. Principal Horn's goals for Kennedy Alternative: the first is to improve student attendance. That is key in any alternative setting. There's always a problem with attendance. So Principal Horn, he's trying to find a way to get his students to continue to come to class, and that is one of his biggest goals. The second goal is to decrease the dropout rate. One of the biggest issues in the alternative setting is a tremendous dropout rate. Students usually do not have success academically, and that tends to cause them to drop out at an early age. Usually 15 or 16 is the average age most students drop out in an alternative setting. So with this goal is to decrease that and try to keep students at the school and graduating. And the third goal is to engage students socially and academically. Two areas that students at the alternative program definitely struggle with is social skills and their academic skills. So those are the three goals that Principal Horn is trying to achieve to improve the learning and improve the overall academics for all the students at the program. The plan of action that Principal Horn has created with his staff is to develop and implement project-based learning units. Engage and challenge students. Use rich natural resources in the community. And like I mentioned before, the area of Oregon this school is located, there is a whole bunch of natural resources around in the community. So Principal Horn is trying to get these kids to use the resources that they have surrounding them in the communities they live in, and apply that into the learning environment, and also give them skills they can have outside of the school and in the future. Principal Horn is really big on green technology, and that is also something that he wants his teachers to implement in their lessons, is using green technology along with natural resources to engage his students in these project-based learning units that the program and the school uses for their school to increase success and academic achievement for all the students. Each, I call it PLB, project-based learning, is broken into groups. There is a sub-theme, an agricultural theme, an energy theme, a forestry theme, an architecture theme, or a water theme. So each project-based unit would be broken down or would touch on one of these different subjects. And that's how the groupings are developed. In this region of the country, there is a lot of forestry, there's a lot of agriculture, and some of the green energy and the water are all things that Principal Horn and his staff are trying to put together so the students can expand beyond high school, so in the future they have some skills they can use and apply them to the resources that are available to them in their communities. Some challenges at any alternative setting, but especially at Al Kennedy Alternative, is the homeless rate. As you can see here from my graph, 38% of the students that attend this school are homeless. The other issue they have is teenage pregnancy, teenage parents. 14 to 15% of the students at that school either have children or are pregnant at the time. So those are definitely challenges that these students are facing in order to come to school every day. If you go to the next slide, I have another challenge. And this is the dropout rate. According to Principal Horn, 100% of his students are at risk to drop out. And drug abuse was also a major issue that he talked about in the article, with majority of the students using illegal drugs or narcotics, which is again affecting the dropout rate, academics, behavior. All those things are tied into these challenges that they're facing at Al Kennedy Alternative School. The benefits from these project-based learning units. Each PBL is created using the state curriculum and state standards. That's an important point because these units are developed, we talked about earlier the different themes that are used, but along with that, each teacher uses the state curriculum and the state learning standards in each unit to make sure the students are getting access to the curriculum and the standards for each unit. One of the benefits of the project-based learning that is being implemented is an individual education. Each student is given opportunities to take assessments, and those assessments are used to evaluate the learning of each student, and interventions are used based on the results of those assessments. They offer 3 tests per year, and from those tests they take the results and they decide what intervention do these students need. Do they need more help in reading? Do they need help in writing? Do they need help in math? So they will individualize the education plan based on the project, following the state standards and curriculum, using the different themes to keep the students successful and engaged. Most importantly, they want the students to experience success in the classroom, socially and behaviorally. At Al Kennedy Alternative, they are definitely seeing this, where most of these students, not most of them, all of them have come in and they're not successful in the classroom. They have social problems, they have behavior problems, and these project-based learning units are allowing these students to go out and do hands-on, real-life learning activities, tying it into the curriculum, using individualized education, and experiencing success for the first time for most of them in their life. Proven results, taken from the state testing results this year. They went back and looked at some of the previous scores at Al Kennedy before project-based learning units were used, and the students were just reading and writing and math. There was no progress at all. But today we're seeing improved reading scores, improved writing scores, and an increase in math scores. Math was the lowest improvement that we've seen overall, but we are seeing a small increase in that, which is just showing that these project-based units are working. If you compare this data to the previous years, there's a tremendous improvement in all academic areas because of these project-based learning units. This is the reference. As you